Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Culture Podcast here today, ladies and gentlemen, on a Friday. Good evening, leading into Memorial Day. I am your host, Coach Corey. Ladies, I'll let you go and introduce yourselves here.
Hi, I'm Alexis, aka Lex. As you know, how you doing?
Don't worry about her, y'all. Anyways, go ahead.
I'm Ayor. You know me.
Yeah. You've been here for quite some times, almost about a year now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Longer than I have. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe. We are on YouTube, Apple Music, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and Spotify. So don't forget to subscribe. Recommend it to your family and friends. Make sure you like. Make sure you put all your comments and anything up on you want to hear us talk about next week Friday when we on the podcast, so we can get it rolling here. Today is going to be really interesting topic because this is something that was kind of true to my heart and something I wanted to sit here and I wanted to kind of reach out to the youth of today. And basically it's Gen X versus Gen Z, in between the gap. And one of the things we talk about, basically we want to hit everything, but we're going to hit the questions for Gen Z, Gen X, and Millennials. Do you know that Generation X is from 1965 to 1980? Millennials is born 1981 to 2000, and Gen Z born from 2001 to 2020. So first thing we're going to get into is upbringing and environment. And ladies, the question is, how did the household dynamics differ from Black, Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z? So how do you think the household difference from like when we were growing up, that's Gen X, and the Millennials and Gen Z? What do you think the difference is in a Black household?
The times changed, so it went from like, it seemed like they had back in the day, y'all had like these sheltered parents, but at the same time like y'all was always outside. And then for my generation, we was like the sheltered and weren't really outside. And then these people was like, they not sheltered at all, and they just out loud.
Right. So you are what? You Gen Z? Millennial, right?
Yeah, I'm a millennial.
Yeah. So how do you figure it differs from?
Well, I don't know about the sheltered part on the Gen Xers.
You weren't sheltered?
No, for me, I can only speak from my experience. I was not sheltered. It was just more of a sink or swim type of thing. Okay. Meaning you're smart enough, you can figure out what's going on here. Mm-hmm. And, if you have any questions, look it up. It was, you had libraries. You probably ran into somebody that did have wisdom or something like that.
When I say shelter, I guess I don't really mean like kept in the house, but more so like didn't really have like responsibilities, or like I don't know how to explain it.
Well, I could kind of agree with that when you was talking about the responsibilities and everything.
Yeah.
Because, we did have...
Like I was held to something.
Well, it was just more of, we had more responsibilities that we had to take care of. We had to take care of house when mom and dad wasn't there. If we had siblings, especially if you were the eldest, you had to take care of them.
Yeah.
It was almost like you were like the second person in command.
In that bowl right there.
Your mom and dad wasn't there.
In that silver bowl back there. Yeah. You good? I'm listening to what you're saying. I ain't talking. Go ahead.
We're kind of talking over.
Right. You talking at the same time.
Man, look, I talk over you all the time at the house anyway and everything else when you're trying to make your point. Anyways, go on, finish making your point, love. I'm sorry.
Well, basically, it was just a lot more responsibilities that we did have to do, whereas I could agree with some Gen Zers, you probably didn't have as much responsibility as we had. It was mainly everything was pretty much lined up for you on what to do, how to do it, when to do it, like that. For us, we had to kind of figure it out. And that's how we learn trial by error versus somebody telling us,
Right.
which way to go. And that's why a lot of mistakes were made. And I think, well, at least with mine, because I was raising Gen Zers, that what you would try to do is not put them in that position that you were. So you want to be sure that before they step out their door,
They know. Yeah.
what was going on. Kind of like that. Mm-hmm. Whereas some of us Gen Xers, we didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No, we didn't have a clue on that. And on top of that, like I say, with the household being the dynamics a little bit different is that our parents were more like, especially our moms. Yeah, think about it. Most moms, if it was like mom and dad, mom was always at the crib. But if it was a single mom was out working at the same time. But not only top of that, it wasn't just that, okay, I left you at home by yourself. No, you still had like family somewhere within that area where you could still go out and do what you need to do. But at night, depending on what was going on, no, you carry your ass across the street to your auntie house, or that's where you're going to go ahead and try to get off work.
Right.
But if you had like more than one sibling in the house, I know for me, my auntie and my mom would always be at work, but then my sister, my two cousins, and then my youngest cousin, we was always in the household because they were older than us. And that's how we knew, like, oh shit, we can't do this. But it was still like that whole thing. Man, didn't I tell your ass to clean up? Like, damn, really? Like, I gotta go clean up? Like, why I gotta listen to you? You ain't nobody with my damn sister, so why I gotta listen to you? You ain't nobody with my cousin, but nah, go clean up. And then, if I didn't, I was getting ass whooping by one of them. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's a bit, like, different dynamics now. And then, like, for the millennials, yeah, like, that whole thing where you was talking about being sheltered, like, y'all didn't, man, parents was like, man, I ain't letting my kid out just because it wasn't how it was when we was growing up. And Gen Z today, oh, man, shit.
They out.
They out. They out wilding, boy. Wilding the fuck out. I mean, doing dumb, ignorant, like, just stuff that they ain't got no business doing, especially you hear about it all the time in Chicago. It's ridiculous, man. I'm looking like, what? I think it was about like a while back when them kids called themselves having like some type of block party somewhere in downtown Chicago, and the incident happened.
Yep, I know.
And they was talking about a curfew and everything else.
Right.
We ain't had curfews. Curfew was, you see that porch light on?
Coming now.
You better be you better be in front of the crib before the porch light come on. And if you ain't, that's your butt, because you ain't. What happened? Mom on her way walking down the street with that damn robe halfway hanging off her body, ready to whip your ass. And then you wasn't scared about the simple fact is your mama looking a hot mess. You was just scared of, oh shit,
she coming,
ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you can't put on nothing better but that damn janky ass robe with the one that ain't got no string on to it.
No, because she meant business. I'm gonna get all dressed up just to come out here and tell you bring your butt in the house.
And then them with them raggedy ass house shoes they used to have on, we slide like, come on.
So now you describing other parents as my mother didn't do that.
Hey, my mom didn't do it, but I seen some other parents do it, and then like that's how you knew you got scared. Like, hell no.
Well, just imagine you have to come out of your house like that because you want to clown or didn't do what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
So now I'm about to clown.
Right. So that's how, like, say the dynamics in the household differs from there, just because you need that now today. More moms are like not in the dang on house. They out trying to be at the fucking club shaking their ass now.
So some of them. Now I don't say all of them, but some of them, yeah. And some of them probably because they didn't have a childhood and they had a kid young and they want to get out. Because from being the perspective of a mom sometimes, you don't get that break. So you have to create a break. I'm not saying it's correct, politically correct on how they do that. If they're going out to the club, drinking every night, all that other stuff, no, that's wrong. But from a mother's standpoint, I get it. Right. And then some of them just wasn't fit to be a mom at this point. and they out there doing what they doing.
Yeah, but
I mean, we grew up like that too. I mean, that's one part of that could be comparison to all generations. Everybody knew that mom that just didn't care about their kid. They cared about themselves. It was more of a selfish thing. And see, with our generation, we had mothers that was like that. You had somebody that was looking out for you. You had the neighborhood looking out for you. You had neighbors looking out for you. The next door neighbor now today is like, I don't trust my neighbor with my kid, But before, it used to be almost like a community where everybody did come together. And now it's like the community is just so separated. And it's like you don't even know what to trust. And there's even family members you can't even trust anymore. It's crazy.
And see, speaking of that, that goes right into the next question of what role did community and neighborhood play in raising Gen X compared to Gen Z? I know for me, like I said, I grew up in Doyle Miller, and growing up around my god brothers and my godmother, man, Doyle Miller. Everybody used to sit here and be thinking like, man, y'all ain't from Doyle Miller, whatever else, because Doyle Miller was clean because everybody cared about their yard. Everybody cared about the area that they was in. And it was just certain people, like, I know me and my godbrother were talking, there was certain people yard you couldn't go in. Because when you went in their yard, get the hell out of my yard before I go tell, you know what I'm saying, your godmother be like, damn, like, really? Like, seriously? Like, damn. And then by the time I get there, walk in the door, Boosie, who yard was you in? I wasn't in nobody's yard. You know what I'm saying? And what she do? If I was lying, she whooped my ass. That was real talk. She whooped my ass. I mean, it was ridiculous because the battles me and him had upstairs in the back room playing ball. She used to come and get at us. I done told y'all, man, y'all need to stop playing ball in this dang on house. You need to be outside, whatever. And that was mainly in the wintertime. But in the summertime, we was out. We got up, watched cartoons, ate our cereal, boom, we out all day.
Outside.
Yeah, and that's what it was. But just like Doyle Miller was like literally that community, because whether or not if you lived the front part of Doyle Miller, the middle part, or the back part of Doyle Miller, everybody knew everybody within Doyle Miller. And I was saying with that, people be like, oh, Doyle Miller was the hood. It wasn't, to us, it didn't feel like the hood. It didn't feel like that. Just because of that dynamic and everything. But we had that community. We had that love, because if you was out doing something you had no business doing, they knew exactly who to fucking go tell off rip. And it was, you know what I'm saying, it was different. Was it like that for you growing up?
Yeah, a little bit, because I grew up in like a apartment complex, so it was easy to know everybody. So yeah, it was kind of like they looked out. If you were outside and you did something, they call in and tell your mama. And yeah, my brother got in trouble plenty of times because the neighbor called like, your son over here. But I can see how this generation kind of don't, because you be scared they outside doing something they ain't supposed to, or
don't say nothing to my child. Don't even talk to my child.
Or some random person come up. Like, it be too much going on now. I'd be like, no, just stay in the house.
Yeah, it is.
Just stay in the house.
That's what it feel like. Yeah.
You feel like that?
Yeah. I can understand. What I try to do is try to understand the different generations versus mine, because I think a lot of it too, I look at my generation and then I have the expectations of the next generation to do what I did. And I have to come to that realization, no, that's not the case. Because I also grew up in Concord, which was on the west side. And it was the same way. It was like you had neighbors and knew, and especially if you had one of them neighbors that called you, say, hey, don't let me have to call your mom because I see what you're doing. Or if you just in the neighborhood or anything like that, it's always somebody that knew somebody. So even if you try to go outside the neighborhood thinking, oh, I'm not going to get caught. No. Next thing you know, you come home. I heard what you, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that. And then it goes back to what you were saying earlier, like, oh yeah, don't talk to my kid, don't touch my kid, don't do this. So okay, but your kid thinking it's okay to disrespect an adult or anything like that, and sometimes I have a hard time getting in contact with you to let you know that your kid is being disrespectful. So what do we do here? Because at this point, is either you get it straightened out or your kid can't come back here.
Yeah. I mean, like I say that community was big because I know even from like Door Miller to Marshtown, like I want to say Iowa Street. That's my godbrother's grandparents lived out there. So we had literally a barrier. So like if we stepped outside of Door Miller and we went out to Marshtown, we weren't going no further than that because we still fucking knew. Like, and God rest his soul, but his granddad, oh man. Ooh, that dude, man, I swear, put fucking fear in my heart. I come over there tiptoeing around that house. Felt like I couldn't move, I couldn't do nothing just because, he was that dude. He was that dude that just, I'm like, damn, man, like, it's all good up here. I mean, they still was like real good, loving people, but they was just them grandparents that weren't playing, man.
Yeah, that's Big Mama right there. You talking about Big Mama, Big Daddy, all of them. That's what you talking about.
So like I'm saying, his grandma, I loved her. You know what I'm saying? His grandpa, I loved him too, but grandpa was just a little bit more rough around the edges though. Always he smoking that be out there firing up his cigar that he normally have and everything else. And I think, matter of fact, I don't know if he remember, but I remember me and him was over there, and I think we was upstairs. We used to make way too much noise. We wasn't supposed to be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Grandma come upstairs, talk to us, whatever else. But then when you hit them big feet, he came in there, man. It's like,
why y'all doing it though? She said, "Be quiet."
Man, we didn't know. Man, come on.
No,
now she said,
I don't want to
"Be
hear
quiet."
about. I don't want to hear about y'all to know no better. You already told to be quiet.
Exactly.
You just didn't want to do
He
it.
wouldn't do it. So
we need the enforcer to come in.
Trust me. The amount of trouble that I know that me and him used to get into the house, whether or not if it was there or our godmother's house, it was just that we knew what the hell we was doing, man. But half of the time, it wasn't really us initiated. It would be the older godbrother, his brother. But hey, I need y'all to hoop right now. Be like, man, you know what I'm saying? Mom just said no hooping up. Man, y'all need to hoop. I need to see y'all hoop.
So y'all fell for that.
Right.
We did. We hooped up on the Nerf rim. I
had cousins that sent me out to that.
Yeah, like, we had the we had the rim that you put on the back of the door. Yeah, so like it was just it was wild, but like that community, I think now we're missing that more than ever because you still need that community. You need that community that's gonna look out for your child, but just not looking out for your child, looking out for other children too, because you got some kids out here that just be wilding out, don't care, act like they don't know how to talk to adults, very disrespectful. You say something to them, you can't talk to me like that. I'm going to tell my mom and dad. And then you talk to the mom and dad. Who the hell you is think you talking to my kid like that?
I was going to say, now you know why to get like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, them people you just got to stay away from.
And to think about it, I want to be a school teacher. I wanted to teach in high school, teaching history.
I never wanted to be around
Now I know
kids.
I could have did that.
Kids and old people, because I know that they be off a little bit, and I don't want to deal with no kids and no old people.
I agree with that. I'm starting to agree with that.
Well, you kind of work around old people now. You see how they are.
That's how I know.
She said, "Yeah, that's what I'm saying."
That's how I know.
I know plenty of people like, yeah, the patient hit me and I didn't hit him back and I ain't got no job.
No.
And then you have the ones, they act like children and you have to go along with it because they don't know no better. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it even more difficult. It's just like, you got to think it back in here. They don't understand. They don't know any better.
I need a competent mind.
So
yeah,
the thing is, what do you think is needed, like right now, to build that back the community in the black areas, especially between that age gap?
Well, it has to start at home. First of all, it's going to have to start at home because you are the first teacher of your child. You're always going to be the first teacher. Secondly, you need people that's like you that's going to be in the community. You need people that is not just for just the behavior, but teaching the kid, telling them what life is about, the right and wrongs, because I feel that some of the kids today have the misconceptions about life and everything, which is why I think some of them are taking their lives so young, not understanding that this stuff is only temporary. You're going through this stuff just for the moment. This is just how life is. You're going to have your good, you're going to have your bad, you're going to have your ugly. And just knowing how to deal with it. And the only comparison I could see between the generations is a lot of us were not taught how to deal with certain things, especially if it comes upon you. And then you don't have that, I guess you would say, that community to come and talk to you like you said earlier, where you had your family, you had your god brother, you had your cousins, you have all that. A lot of people don't have family or friends that's looking out for them. So now they feel nobody doesn't care.
Yeah.
So why should I care about myself? Why should I care about what other people think? And they just need that. I think overall, just show. It might take a while. It might even take a few bumps on the head, but they just need to know, especially children, because you could teach them. I mean, at the beginning, it's like, yeah, okay, I don't want to deal with this kid no more. They, I can't deal with it. But it's just that constant, and it may not just have to be one person, it has to be several people that has that mindset that they're about what you're about, which is basically, I want to teach these children. I want to show them that there are other people out here that's rooting for them, that you care for them and everything. And I feel a lot of these kids don't have that. And unfortunately for us, with our age group, it's the same. We definitely didn't have that. And a lot of that stuff, we look for other people to hold us accountable and everything. Sometimes people don't take accountability, which is the second issue. A lot of people who do things they have no business doing, they do not take accountability for. If you're right, you're right. You're wrong, you're wrong. It's just like, oh, I'm going to do it. I don't care. It doesn't matter what this person think, that person, I'm just going to do it. And even if it does harm that other person, it doesn't matter. It used to be, if I'm going to do something, I want to take care of this person. I don't want to harm this other person. And nowadays, I mean, we all see it. You go in the grocery stores. You go, remember we had greeters at the door that would greet you. They don't greet you anymore.
No, I don't do that.
No, you walk right by, looking at them, they looking at you. I'm like, I would love to get paid just to sit here and watch you walk in and walk out. That's the perfect job.
Walmart, they got greeters.
But they don't greet you. That's my point. We just went to Walmart and nobody.
And the lady spoke. She was like, "Hey, how you doing? Good morning." I was like, "Hey,
yeah." And then you had the ones that go like this to you, and you like that, or even common courtesy. Like if you see an older person walking as you're walking, hold the door open for them. I have seen where they wouldn't even hold the door open for nobody, or even men holding the door open for a lady. They just and it's just nobody doesn't care anymore. I think that what needs to be done, in my opinion, as far as getting the community back stronger. Do some history. Look back, because even though they're trying to cut history out, do some history.
That's
You just open it.
You can open it. That's good. I don't even know why he rang the doorbell. You ringing the doorbell now, fam? You can get right on over here in the corner, Mr. Athletic A's.
Up there?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Sound like Mr. Rogers, too.
Right. All right. What's good with you, bro?
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Good. Yeah, well, hey, you know what I'm saying? You got anything else to add about that?
Something I think more programs help, and then like you will be able to see the parents more, and then like you'll see the kid and the program, a good program, because they got like Boys and Girls Club and stuff, but that's just daycare. Like you need something that's actually teaching them something. I think that'll help.
Yeah, them programs ain't the same no more. Let's see here.
About that.
How do you think technology has impacted Gen Z and was raised compared to Gen X? Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I got a question.
Yeah.
What exactly is Gen X and what is Gen Z?
All right, so you
what
went
year
here.
to year? You know
I broke it down to you. So Gen X, you born between 1965 and 1980. And then Millennials is 1981 to 2000. And Gen Z is 2001 to 2020.
So what you say 81 to what is?
81 to 2000.
Is a millennial?
Yeah.
So I'm a millennial.
Yeah, they was, Do you think I mean, what's the difference with technology nowadays compared to like when we were raised growing up?
So I'm in that era that's seen everything.
Okay, go ahead.
Well,
you
you
ain't
are
see
too,
everything.
millennial.
Go ahead.
He had the orange rug rag tape too. Like,
You know what I'm saying? we could have a struggle Olympics up here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I done seen a whole lot. You feel me? You know
I
what
think
I'm saying?
that for real though, like from the phones and stuff. Like I done seen
You
a
ever
lot.
had that? Like, how long was your extension cord?
Oh wow.
Not that long. You talking about
You
like
ain't
take the
seen
phone
everything?
outside?
Yeah, you ain't
nah.
seen no extension cord until you
We
seen
had,
that
like,
mug.
99-foot cords. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No,
it was,
we ain't
but
had
it
That came in
it's-
handy for double dutch.
It
when
compacted
you
all
needed
the
a
way
butt whipping.
tight though. It was short, but then you stretched it all the way to around up to the crib.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until we got the cordless phone, then you be way down the street talking on the phone. You be like, damn, this motherfucker got that much range. So I'm just talking about like the technology is different. I
Oh, you
feel
was blessed enough to get your own line. You was spoiled if you had your own line.
I had my own line.
She
Well,
looked like the type that had
yeah,
her own line.
I have my own line. I have my own line.
I bet you Poncho had his own
Nah,
line.
he
He
ain't-
looked like a nigga that had
You
his
had your own line? That's what I thought. You know what I'm saying? No.
So everybody
Yeah.
in here had their own line.
So I had got in trouble. A funny
you had your
story.
own
I
line?
got a
Oh no.
whole whooping because I ran my granddaddy phone up like $1,000.
on the party line.
When we was on a minute line, doing
on
about
the party
minute, and I'm on
Hey,
the phone just going.
You got to remember with the technology then, we didn't have that what you got now. You
Unlimited text and
it was
talk.
like
No.
if you took a long distance phone call, that was your ass.
Yeah,
Unless you
that
had
too.
the 1-800 collect. Like that was it. But
Sorry, I'm on the rotary phone. That's how back I'm going.
oh man, dude. Oh god.
Now we going back. Okay.
That's
Bite.
where I'm at, the rotary
That's what I used to
phone.
play with. Like, oh, she used to have one of these.
That's a relic.
I'm even saying though, like we didn't
That's
need
a-
we
that's a
didn't
relic.
we didn't need too
get
much
choked out with
technology to
them.
go out and have fun and do the things we need to do. Kids nowadays, man, I be like, y'all don't want to go outside? No, I'm good playing on the video game on a phone. Go outside, do something, man. We used to be outside getting dirty, come in the crib, take a shower, go right back out, be out there at about 8:00, be in the back. Then next thing you know, hey man, let's get a game of hide and seek going on.
See,
Right.
that's the difference. We had like phones and TV shows that made us be like, all right, I gotta go in the house.
You know what?
Yeah.
Because when That's So Raven was coming on
Right.
from the future, I'm in the house.
I put-
gotta
How
go in
old
the
is you?
house. 27. 28.
Okay, so
I'm 28. I don't know how old I am.
I don't know what.
how old am I?
Yeah.
So hey,
I'm 44.
but think
How we
about.
the same generation?
I
We
don't
not.
get it. Millennial,
We not.
millennials
I'm a
from
millennial.
81 to 2000. When were you born?
97.
No, I need you to look
Am
at
I
that
twi- can I
again
not
because
count?
that don't sound
He
right.
said to
Look.
2000.
They couldn't have been to
I'm
2000.
looking at this.
But
This
I'm
is
right on the cusp of
It
the-
said
even worse.
I wanna say
81.
Gen
It said
X.
81, 1981 to 2000. Millennial born. Yeah, I mean, say,
Yeah.
that's why. Hey, I'm going by what Swill put on there. I'm looking like that can't be right, bro.
No, that cannot be right.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying on that because it's like it's
So we not in the generation.
yeah.
You
Shit's in Gen Z.
He
Shit, I damn they got kids your age.
and I'm auntie.
Right. So
feel me?
I mean, but think about it like this: how you was just saying, a show come out, Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I was like, how old you is?
So, but think about
I wasn't watching that So Raven.
because I know,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
right? Because I know it used to be like in the summertime.
I used to
right?
watch that too with my brother, even though I was
I'm talking
man.
about like in Living
Family
Color,
Matters, in
something
Living
like that.
Colors.
In Living Color.
That's my daddy. My daddy's watching that.
Martin.
Yeah. My father is watching that.
Right. So, hey,
Look, I'm sorry.
hey, if one of y'all gonna be
I'm
back there
sorry.
chatting, come and bring your butt on this mic, bring some heat in. But you good. But what I'm also saying is,
so I'm Gen Z,
right?
right?
Yeah, because I think he got it wrong here. But what I'm saying is, we would be on the basketball court, and then I remember it was a guy that stayed right by the basketball court, and he'll be like, "Hey y'all, the new Chucky movie on." All you hear is just a ball bouncing, do, because everybody gone. Or hey, 11 Colors on, gone. I mean, we clear like roaches, like at the crib, watching 11 Colors, watching Martin.
Well, we had a reason for that too, because when they play reruns, they don't play them in order.
Right.
So if you missed it, you missed
You
it.
missed it.
Now, unless
You know, they-
was privileged enough to have a VCR to tape it.
Exactly.
But
Yeah, we couldn't go on demand and try to find it.
I had one of man.
See, and you didn't, right, and you didn't live in an era where we had TGI Friday. You had Full House, Family Matters.
They was on the TV. They was on the TV, but no, I won't watch.
But they was like, they was like
I won't
going
watch it.
off.
They was on the TV.
Like what was the
Bill Cosby was still on the TV.
Because it sounds like you were towards the gist where they stopped.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like
doing
I'm
it.
still around the
But-
era
but
where
it
they
was
was
still
still
on,
there. But yeah, but I wasn't
yeah.
really.
she was in the era when they started to get raunchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girlfriends. And
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
What was
Hey.
the other little shit y'all was watching? Like the little group of kids that used to be doing shit.
Rugrats?
Rugrats?
No,
Recess.
fucking 90210.
Oh, that.
Oh, you talking about like
Beverly
Melrose
Hills.
Place?
Melrose Place and shit. Road Rules and Real
Hey.
World. That's when that
Yeah.
shit
Beverly
jumped
Hills
off.
and stuff.
Hey,
yeah.
and then she was right around that time when BET was doing BET Uncut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
on my
and they
mama.
was doing yeah. Rap in the basement with
Yeah,
Tigger.
them basement
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
When it started
I mean,
to get raunchy.
think about it.
It went away from family and started.
Yeah.
We ushering in these.
Because they
cheats.
used to show those at like at 3:00 in the morning when they expect you to be asleep. And even beforehand, midnight, it cuts off. We didn't have it to where you had was able to watch some after midnight. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay, if you had a VCR, you were
Right.
lucky.
But I'm saying
But
with
if
the-
you didn't,
You was rich.
with the technology now,
You was the drug.
with the technology now, who all around, who in here know a 5-year-old that can work a cell phone or a computer better than you can?
Me, my daughter,
My
crazy.
son.
I be like, okay.
Man,
all our children,
I know,
Right.
I know, like.
they came out of the womb knowing how to work.
So-
a
They
phone.
did.
What I'm saying,
They
when we
did.
met, she already had 2 girls. They was working the technology. Our oldest son, he comes out, okay, technology. But no, that 4th child, when he came out, I started looking at him like, you sure you ain't in technology, man? Coming out like, yeah, daddy, you know what I'm saying? He on a V-smile, spelling all dang on type of words on the phone, saying this and that. And then next thing you know, he grabbed one of my controllers for my Xbox. And when I seen that, it was a wrap. I'm like, you know what? I'm done, man. I'm done.
I got a question for all y'all. Y'all got kids, right? Everybody got kids. So, do y'all go by the recommended screen time?
Oh no.
No,
Man, I can't do that. Because he going to turn it right back on.
it doesn't work.
Not
Man,
even
look.
TV.
Like,
Like,
yeah, you
that
gotta-
just turn everything
My
on.
son-
We recommend only 2 hours of screen time a day.
My son goes to sleep with YouTube, and he goes to sleep with the remote in his hand. If I try to slide the remote out of his hand, he
wake
grips
up.
it back. Yeah.
But I'm thinking with everything being technology now, how you only going to give 2 hours
Yeah.
of anything? Everything.
I had
is
read a
technology.
tweet like, I wish we can go back to a time where everything was on one device. I said we was there. It was called television. Like, on demand had everything
She
you
said
need. You
one
didn't
device.
need no other streaming site.
Hey, think about this though. How many of y'all got? Everybody in here that got kids? Who got a kid that they know they smart, but instead of them doing the process all the way through, They'll do half of this, they'll skip the middle and go straight to the end instead of like doing the middle and going because I know my son like that.
I just call him lazy. But my
guess
son
No,
like that.
my son ain't lazy.
father.
He just like, I already know the answer. I'm like, you're not gonna work the problem through. No, I got it.
Right.
I'm like, You know what I'm
Because
saying?
they just don't understand. Like, I know it. And they're like, nah, she want to see you do it. And they're like, why I know it? And it's like, because she want to see that you know it.
Those kids we call they truly book smart, but when they get out here half the time, ain't got a sense of fucking street smart at all.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like I was balanced.
But I don't know,
Average
like
student, but
my
great at the streets.
you know, my boys, my oldest boy, I remember she had to come out into Valparaiso and get me, and it was deep out there. She couldn't remember which way to turn. He was like, "No, Daddy, turn here. Okay, you go up here. No, then you make a left right here. Nope, then you make a right here, and then you just keep on straight for about like 2-3 more minutes, and then when you get here, it's gonna be a house right there on the left." I'm like,
Actually, that's not what happened with that story.
but he didn't tell you how to get there.
No, he didn't tell me how to get there because it was super foggy and nobody could see anything.
Right.
So he didn't tell me how to get there. I had to figure it out because the directions you gave me was crappy.
I ain't give you no man, look, anyways, I ain't give you no messed up directions. I don't think you was thinking clearly.
it ain't
I don't
no
think you
thing.
was thinking.
Nah, she went
Number 4.
anyways.
Number 4.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it going.
Number 4.
Oh, where black Gen X children more independent and younger age than Gen Z.
Black. I didn't even read the question before I said it.
All right, let me repeat it one more time. So black,
more
so Gen X.
independent,
Were we more independent than Gen Z? Basically,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
elaborate on that.
I mean, nigga, you
You just said you was outside. You came in the shower like outside.
we was cooking, we was washing. You know what I'm saying? We was taking
sir.
care of our brothers and sisters.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? We was, hey, take that meat out the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? Let it unthaw. You know what I'm saying? By the time you
I
get
had
it.
to do all that too.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But you probably did a lot of that too. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
did.
But there's a lot of y'all that didn't.
But I was gonna say like, cause I'm right at the cusp. Like the siblings under me, they wasn't really like that.
Yeah, but you the oldest, right?
Second oldest.
Oh, second oldest. All right, so yeah.
Now, by 11, I was cooking a 9-course meal. So she wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, see, I was cooking.
You
We know
had
how to
to
run
cook-
them noodles.
No.
No, we ain't talking about that.
No, we talking about we got to have the chicken with a vegetable and a starch.
Shit. Matter of fact, he gonna laugh at this shit. I remember I used to bake brownies for us.
Like we gonna be the last of the eras of this.
The jiggly right there was gonna get it done.
We the last of the era of this.
Man, dude. Used to be up in there cooking. My godmother, she was like,
After us, it ain't. Hey, all this gonna be lipo stuff.
That's why I said they gonna get it
exactly.
done.
So like, we was
Nobody's gonna
good.
be in the kitchen.
I
You
know,
what I'm
like-
saying? That's how you couldn't identify the good cook.
Yeah.
By the wiggle.
By the way,
My godmother
Let me
didn't have
see
no
your
problem
wiggle
with me
real
making.
quick.
She was like,
that must be a hell
I'm
of a
going
cook
out.
because I am wiggling all over the
Me
place.
too, babe.
"Hey, no, I ain't got none of that. I'm straight."
Or that elbow, that puffy, that double elbow.
Ooh, them eggs.
What
What about the eggs?
Yeah.
The one that be like, yeah.
But
She
like I
got the
say-
good food.
Or got them
We-
cankles?
Yeah, basically.
We
the
were more independent than these kids because half the time you can't even leave your kid at the crib and be like, you know what to do? No, I don't know what to do, mom and dad. What the heck you mean you don't know what to do?
We
I
were
just sit here
more
and told you.
responsible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna say more independent because they probably more independent because he sat them in front of the tablet and the fucking TV and that
They
was
good.
watching them. They was good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think too, it's probably some of them threats too in between. You better do this or I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
See, if you don't get it right, I'm gonna get you. And it's almost like I don't want you to get me.
You know what I'm saying? But do you think that you can leave a kid that's in Gen Z era right now, leave them at home and be like, "Oh, I need you to cook dinner by the time I get to the crib."
No, because Gen Z.
Fuck no. Yeah, they'll cook you a
Took-
straight
if you was
microwave
born-
Ramen
meal.
noodles or something.
They gonna put everything in the mic.
either the microwave,
Yeah, microwave.
or the
Or the air fryer.
air fryer, or some noodles.
I ain't gonna cap. I be fucking that. I got a Ninja air fryer. That motherfucker cold.
Hey,
I put
my son
everything in
used
that
the air fryer like it's golden. You know what I'm saying? Now my other son,
cold.
he literally get on the stove and be burning, like cooking up everything,
Okay,
making
so
his little omelets and everything else.
Y'all don't think y'all can leave y'all 13-year-old at home?
I leave
That's
my
Gen Z.
13-year-old at home
Yeah,
all the
I'm-
time.
That's
What-
Gen
what?
Z.
But
I think because
I
we
don't
got
trust them to
the
do shit.
levels wrong.
I
We
don't-
thinking wrong.
I don't
Because I
think.
think y'all can leave the
I don't-
13-year-old at home.
I don't think.
You-
But what do you
Can.
expect from them when you leave them home? What's your directions to them?
Chill out. Play your game, get on the TV, you do whatever you want to do, but don't open the door.
Okay.
Don't.
Your
and
son.
your phone right here, her iPad right
when
here.
your son turned 13, you think you gonna be able to leave him at the crib by
Is
himself?
that
I
the
mean,
oldest of other
yes.
kids, or is that the only kid? Is that the oldest of other kids, or is it other kids?
He the oldest.
So it's other you can. So he watched the other kids.
Yeah.
See, I can't really trust my son to watch the other son.
Yeah.
He'll be doing his own thing, but then my 4-year-old gonna be tearing some shit up.
No, yeah.
Right.
Be
He'll stop
wilding
his
out,
moment
huh?
and be like, okay, let me see what she doing. But I always like, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I try to be open about that. Like, watch your sister.
He always in the refrigerator.
I don't know, because with Gen Xers, it was almost like it's a given. It was not much instruction. They just give you like the main instruction, like, you know, somebody knocking at the door, don't answer it, or somebody call you, you say, I can't come to the phone right now, you know, that type of stuff. Or because I admit my mother left me at home even younger. When she had to do, I was like 8 or 9 years old when she left me, because she felt okay, but she just told me there's certain things I couldn't do, like, you know, touch the stove or
Yeah.
something like that. But stuff you already kind of know,
Yeah.
not to touch the stove, not to mess with, especially go in her room. That
Right.
was definitely a given. You're not supposed
a
to
no-no.
do that.
Go in that
Why?
room.
Don't go in there. You were
I
not
think
allowed
that's
to.
different in generations too.
You were not allowed in
You
your
ain't going
parents'
in the room.
room. You
Hell
weren't allowed in the
no.
living room.
Yeah, see, no.
You were not allowed
My kids
in the
be
living
all
room.
up and through the house.
Man, you would
From the
get
front to the
killed
back
if you
to
end up in the
downstairs.
living room. And then if you had them grandparents, they had the plastic on the furniture.
sir.
So you know about the plastic on the furniture?
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. So now that grandma, I mean, we be up in there, like her white,
we
her
were
white
not.
still white for some
No,
reason, but she'll
that's
let
that
you,
line
she'll
right
let you
there.
slide in there a little
No,
bit.
that's that line right there. You don't cross that line. You
Yeah.
can go outside, you can go through the kitchen,
Most of
but
that
you cannot go in their
generation
living
is
room. You are not to step
That
foot
plastic
in their
used to
room.
be cutting the shit out of you.
So did y'all pick that up though? Is that something that you would like you know, like generation, like the wiping the couch? No.
No, not really.
That man
I
pay
mean,
for the
And your
scotch
kids can
card.
go in your room?
hell no.
No.
Yeah, my kids could go in my
Hell
room.
Our
no.
kids are not allowed in the room unless we in the room. If we not in there, you do not set foot in that room.
That's
What's
how-
that about?
See, I got a little fucking shoebox apartment, so you got to get out my face. Yeah, thrown in the room.
It's just.
I got the living room.
It's
nigga.
just that.
I got the big TV.
Right.
You go in my room and look
And
at
chill
that.
out.
little
Right. It's
TV
just
back
something.
there,
It's
chill.
just, it's just like a written rule. You just don't go in your parents' room.
See, what rule? Who wrote that?
But it's more like, okay, for example, your parents might have the better stuff in their room versus out of there. So the kids, you know, they get curious. Oh, how this work? Ooh, let me see this button. You pushing buttons here, there. Okay, you might have levels on how you do stuff. Don't be touching my levels. And any person who have a radio know if you have a certain level, don't you touch them levels on my
don't touch
radio.
my radio.
Or
I think
anything like that.
okay, so that's crazy because it's like I get that all that, but I just like tell my kids.
You just made me think about
Right?
something. I can't remember.
Just tell them, like,
what
don't touch
age
it.
I was.
but I
Right.
know like my siblings don't listen. They'll
This,
do it.
this,
They're like, why you don't-
this bring me back to Door Miller. We was I know it was, matter of fact, it was me and my god brother Puncho, and then his brother Jeremy. We went in my godmother Sherry's room, and we knew he was wrong. We was in there jumping on her motherfucking bed and broke it. Broke the frame. We all got our ass whooping.
Did y'all try to put it back together?
Yeah, we
Like it
did.
wasn't-
Yeah, we did. Matter of
good enough.
fact, me and him did it. And we was like, man, we just gonna put it on some type of brick, whatever else. Man, she knew. We all got our ass whooped.
See, that's another one example
got
right
You have
there.
bad kids.
We got a whooping, man. I remember that.
Well, they were bad.
Yeah, they bad kids.
Just got rid of her water bed and got a regular bed.
Yep.
man.
Yep.
She
We
just
our
got
ass-
it.
Yeah, she just got it.
Shit. Y'all would have fucked that waterbed up.
Yeah, y'all would have destroyed the waterbed.
And see, like your parents knew their kids.
Yeah, they know their kids.
So they know what you gonna do. That's why they tell you no, you cannot.
Yeah,
because they know what their kids gonna do.
You know what I'm
Especially if you had boys.
Because matter of fact,
like this.
I don't know which brother it was, but somebody had got him the at the time the TurboGrafx 16, and that's where the game system was at. And she said, "Don't be in this room unless I'm in here." Man, we tried to go in there and play the TurboGrafx 16, and next thing you know, we all got to playing around, jumping on the bed. Me and him realized it was broke. We like, shit, we screwed. We screwed. That's it. That's a wrap.
Dang, you went back. TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah, and then we said, and we tried to put everything
I tried
back.
to glance over.
Them came and went fast.
Yeah,
Them came and went
TurboGrafx.
fast.
We was
If you had one of them, you was spoiled.
we was playing Bonks Adventures, and then something else, and then we dipped.
I ain't have one.
And
It was
Turbo kept out the
bored.
room, man. Yeah,
You
bro.
had to find the person that had a
Nah,
TurboGrafx
man, we-
16.
yeah.
'cause-
That in the 3DO, like you had to find people
exactly.
that had
I
them.
Right.
feel like that's different now.
So,
I feel like every kid got at
Like I
least
said,
an Xbox
that's
or a PlayStation.
that's
now.
like I say that's one of those
now.
rules when you say don't go in my room, don't go in my fucking room
and
because
all the examples he just explained, which is why.
Exactly right.
I ain't gonna lie. I know I got my ass tore up a couple of times. Shit, hey.
So that way we avoiding all of that. Stay
My-
out the
my little
room.
baby-
We ain't got to worry about it.
Just don't go
I come
there.
in, she get the bed like it's hers. I'd be like, oh, okay.
Now when I
That's
get
what
the
we
house again, I wouldn't let them in my room. But since I got an apartment, yeah, nigga, this house.
Like say
this
just
little
that
shit ain't big
just that
enough.
level
Maybe
of
they gotta get older
independence.
because I'm like they be chilling.
I'm saying
I
just-
got calm kids. Like
Yeah, but for
But
us,
you must don't like use sex toys or nothing like that. Like,
you have to keep those away like a gun. That's just the same safety measurements you take
but
for
if
the
you got
gun. You take
nosy
for the toy.
kids,
yeah, you got nosy
They'll
kids.
go
They gonna
rambling and shit.
They gonna grow in your drawer.
Kids are nosy, period.
hey, look, I
By
got
nature.
No, you have to lock it up.
got a story. For that.
right.
I used to
Exactly.
do that. I
Exactly.
used to do that. I used to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that for real. That's like
That's-
that's
yeah.
That's when you know. I'm just saying, but just like that independence. I think independence was like programmed into us because you had to think about it. If we knew at a certain time to wake up because we had to have our butt at school. My boys, I'm like, man, y'all both got alarm clock. Why dad got to come in here and wake y'all up? Y'all don't know how to get up. I'll wake my son up at 6:30, and then I'm getting ready to walk out the house at 6:50. All right, time to go.
So
He's
is
still laying in the bed.
Is it something in your childhood that you can identify that helped you like create that trait?
Yeah, easy. I mean, my mom worked in the mill, so when she would get me up at a certain time before she had to go drop me off at my
They would have
godmother's
left
house.
our ass.
Yeah.
So
They just would have left.
So
our
it was kind of like
So did you baby them and now they like shit,
no,
my daddy
ain't,
gonna
we
wake me
ain't
up.
we don't baby them.
My daddy
at
got
all.
me. Don't worry about it.
Man, hey, my wife would tell you she'll leave she will leave a kid in a fucking heartbeat when she says
I
it's time
believe
to
she
go.
will. I'm
she
talking about
gone.
you.
Me? Nah, man.
I'm talking about you. I know
I
she
can't-
will.
Hey, we is some soft ass parents.
I can't leave them like that. But
I can't leave him.
I'm gonna come.
soft
Look,
as hell,
I'm gonna come
man.
back at him and be like, "Didn't I just tell your ass to get up?" Man, my fault. No, get your
That's
punk
all I got
ass
to say.
up.
My fault. My bad.
No.
Hey, what's some of the weakest shit you ever did as a parent? Though, like you ever like
shit.
beat the shit out of them and then turn around and bought them some shit.
No,
I have nothing. No.
I didn't
think I sat
cuss
down
my
and
son
talked
out so
to him.
bad that I didn't like. All right, let me read. You want to go?
Yeah, nah, I ain't
Ninja
nah.
Kid. Let's go to
Nah.
Ninja Kid.
We ain't see. We ain't never did no shit like
Cause
that.
I'm like, I probably done messed him up mentally. I didn't cuss this.
Oh shit!
Take his mind off of it. Let's create this
Honestly,
memory. Replace this
no.
memory with a good one.
I have not
Can
done
you think
that.
anything we done that was like after like getting at their ass that was weak?
I didn't do nothing weak because when I stand,
You stand
it's
on
been-
business.
that's why I
It's
stand.
It's
I mean
usually the
business.
mama that
Okay.
stand on business and the daddy
See,
be
let me
weak as
let
hell.
me
Not
tell
mine.
you.
When it's two
See,
of them.
let me
like,
tell you
know
the thing
what I'm
about her real quick
It's opposite
is
over here.
that
I'd be like, oh.
like with me, if I get to yelling, they instantly get to crying. She make them feel like, damn, I gotta really think about this shit because she hitting them with intellectual shit, and then cussing them out without cussing them out. They be like, man, damn, I just really had dad talk to me. You know what I'm saying? The mom, like, just, and then I just sit there. I was like, don't cut your mama off because if you cut your mama off, ooh, she finna blow up. And the minute they cut off, I'll be like, hey, you know what? Hey, you and you, let's go. We gonna have to go on here now. You know what I'm saying? Hiroshima bomb finna go off in this motherfucker right now. Cause I'll be like, oh shit. You just cut her off dead smack in the middle of her sentence. You don't do that. I learned that. And yeah, that's another story.
Yeah. The way my sister talks to my mama, I could never. I'd be like, I would have been across the world. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Nowadays.
crazy. Like, you could just say that. You
All
could
right,
just.
so question 5. How did parenting styles differ between black parents in the 80s and the 90s and today?
Oh, I didn't run that in.
I think we kind of.
It was, we were descendants of slaves.
Boy, you just keep coming with the joke. All right, go
where
ahead.
I'm going with
Go
this,
ahead.
right?
Go ahead.
You know where
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know where he going with this. Go on.
Go ahead.
we was descendants of slaves. So our parents,
That's
you
all
know,
right. Yeah, you can move it. Yeah.
they idea of discipline was beating us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they used to beat the shit out of us until we got the fucking picture.
Yeah, we used to, huh?
Some people, it didn't take much to get beat.
Oh, you can go sit right there if
You
you
know what
want
I'm
to.
saying? I had an old man, he was big as hell, like the Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah, if you want to sit
That
right there, you can
motherfucker-
sit right there. You good?
Stay on your ass.
Slapped
Because
his
he
ass.
gonna edit it anyway.
Straight.
Yeah, I done seen my daddy
always do that.
flip my brother over the couch. I said, ooh,
Just make sure everything line
I
up.
ain't doing that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's
Right back that, bro.
That's the good and bad thing about being the second sibling or like being the second oldest because you get to see what the oldest did. It'd be like,
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Man, like I say, the ass whoopings I got too many damn. I got
I believe him.
whooping by my mom, my auntie, one of my cousins, and my sister, and then of course my
Like-
godmother. But you know what I'm saying, shit. I mean,
I only got 2. That was enough. I learned my lesson.
nah.
So the difference though is like back in the day we either got whooped, right, or we got put on punishment,
Right.
right. But our punishment back then was like you can't go outside, no phone, right, no TV.
That was
They
that
don't
hurt
care about that today. So today you take that phone from them,
Yeah,
right?
That's their lifeline.
Yeah, because they don't go out anyway. They don't
Right.
care about that. You got to damn near. You got to turn off all the cards and shit because they'll be ordering Uber Eats and shit.
Yeah. Like parenting
like-
between the 80s and 90s and today. I can remember matter of fact, I can remember to tell you like this.
Back then was mean, bro.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
really wasn't mean. They was more structured.
Structure,
Yeah, it was structured.
just like he said, they came from slaves. they weren't structured. They was more like Master said.
I'm a
And we try too hard to like,
Be they
they
fucking
friend.
friends.
yeah, we try too hard to
Yeah.
not beat them.
Yeah.
It was like, even though we didn't really have it fucked up, but we like, man, we had it fucked up.
Man,
It wasn't even bad like that.
Hey, I even put to you like this.
I can
remember,
imagine one
I mean,
span
it
of my life,
was,
I
but we
got
just
beat
was
for
used to it.
everything. I was like,
Hey,
dang,
how
I was ass whooping.
you talking about that punishment? I knew that I love my mom knew I love sports. Knew I love hooping more than anything. And I remember me and Terrence, this was like, I think our junior year. We had helped our coach move, right? And I asked him, I was like, hey, did you call moms and tell her, we was gonna be out late? He's like, yeah. He's like, did you call your moms? I was like, yeah, right? So we thinking we in the clear and everything else. We ain't come home till fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. My mom, he asked my god brother, he asked my wife. My mom sitting on the edge of that motherfucking bed, bro, looking at me with one of those looks. I was like, shit, I'm dead. I was like, I'm gone. And the first thing she said, you ain't going to the fucking Boys and Girls Club for a week. I was like, what?
Heard
I was
it
like, man,
so.
I gotta go hoop, man. And she was like, you
Crushed
ain't going for a fucking week. Man.
But that's what kind of makes me mad too, because remember we had to call, so we
Oh,
had
yeah.
different places you have to call. But now these kids got phones now,
Yeah.
So there should be no excuse why I can't get in touch with you.
I mean, because you
They
remember, like,
phones always dead.
we had- hey,
You
we
see
had-
them
yeah,
all
it was
around
always
with
some excuse
chargers
my
and shit
fault.
all the
Yeah.
time.
we had
Right.
payphones, right? You know what I'm saying? Hit a quarter. Click, click. If you ain't have a quarter, you better, 1-800 collect on that mug so you can get to the crib, call the crib, whatever else. But like, he didn't do it. I didn't do it. He was on punishment for a week. I was on punishment week. He couldn't talk to me and I couldn't talk to him. We can both get on the phone. We got back to school the next week. Like, man, you good? Yeah, man, I'm good, man. Like, damn, wow. It's like we couldn't even hoop for a whole week. Couldn't call on the phone, man.
You know once you make that call, like,
Bro.
hey,
And you know the crazy part about it
Corey? Corey on punishment this week.
No, I'm saying, hey, look, and the crazy thing about this, I had.
Too. It eliminates like the direct hearing it too.
Yeah.
Contact too.
Right.
So you don't gotta call and say, hey, Mr. Johnson, can
Right.
I speak to you know,
Right. That's why
Yeah.
these kids don't know how to
That's my
talk to
era.
nobody no more.
That's my era
Yeah.
when it
You
know what I'm
stopped.
saying?
When he said the ratchet era, that was my
Yeah.
era. Like
You know what I'm
I
saying?
remember having a call and it be uncomfortable. You gotta call it.
And
Who can I talk to?
Like I said, and then
Sierra is
right,
like-
and then think about it like this too. Is just like you say, this ratchetness. These kids, they act like they don't know how to talk to you.
They don't.
They so very nonchalant, disrespectful. I was just talking to my son earlier. His brother asked him, "Hey, how you doing, man? You good? How was school today?" He ain't say shit to his brother. I'm like, man, that's your brother. Didn't say not a word. I'm like, man, y'all sleep in the same damn household. You can't say nothing to him. I ain't know what to say. I was like, man, you gonna stop with that fucking rudeness before I smack you. He looked at me like I was crazy. So I was like, man, it's that rudeness. It's that level of disrespectness. These kids,
Man,
they just
and they
do
so
not get.
nonchalant. They move so
man.
slow and carefree.
No urgency.
Yeah.
Like they don't give a fuck about
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, they do.
They
man.
don't understand the knees to chest.
World
thing.
revolves around me.
Right. And
I
you know,
do it when I feel
and it's
like it.
it's crazy. So like I know his son, I'm training in basketball, right? And I see the way he talked to his son when he trying to get him to learn something. And he kind of like be looking like, but when I say it, he be like,
It wasn't
I get it, I understand.
back in
Right?
the day.
Hell no.
Oh no!
What?
I won't be sitting here talking to you today.
You done got your face slapped off your face. Do you understand me? Boy, I remember one time we was riding in the car, man. I was riding in the car and talking to my son. And my son 14, right? And he said something, and he was talking smart to me. And I said, boy, the way I was raised, man, you say some shit like that, boy.
Make it see tomorrow.
So then he looked at me and he say, well, maybe that's why you shouldn't be raising me the way you was raised.
No, that's the type of shit my son be saying.
Hey, man, I wanted to put that nigga head through the dashboard, fam. Like,
That type
nigga,
of shit.
who the
I know
fuck
you did.
talk to? But then I had to think, like, damn, that nigga right.
Yeah, I be having the moments too. Like,
But you got to do shit like I be riding my son, bro. And I go take him back to where I grew up at.
Show him some bullshit.
Show him some bullshit. And then I might just be on some shit like, oh shit, that's that. What the fuck? And I might just have to pull a strap like, like,
you see why I raised you how I
to
raised
nobody. But he be like, damn, dad, crazy. I ain't trying that shit.
So you have took him around at where Doyle Miller and
yeah.
Drew used to be at. What
I
did he
just took
say?
him around the other day.
What'd he say?
He got in trouble at school. They want to think he's a superhero. He want to jump in everybody fight. So I had to take him out to Marshalltown. Like, you know how it is. Like we different. Like when we grew up, fathers wasn't in the household for real. You know what I'm saying? We was in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I live in St. John. So he think that life is just like. He think he fucking Richie Rich. You know what I'm saying? So I be so I have to take him back to Marshalltown, show him abandoned buildings and you know what I'm saying? Like people really living there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
He ain't got no cousins. The house he go over and
man,
shit.
yeah, but he be like,
Aunties
like
and
the
shit.
thing
He don't
is,
like. He don't like fucking with them.
He don't like fucking
Be
with
looking
them.
at them like, ugh.
yeah, like yeah, that's how he is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
they're
saying?
definitely meaner now. I mean, meaner back then.
But then it's kind
I
of
wouldn't
it's
say meaner per se. It was just more of it's just a line you just didn't cross.
Well, they was way more prone to put their hands on you.
yeah.
Like,
If you
especially
don't
like
cross
I was
that
in church
line.
and I don't know what I was doing. Maybe slouching or something.
No,
I got
my wife-
bow
my wife like
with
that.
the ring and
My wife still is like my wife will slap the shit out of my like son, but I don't do it.
It's like
But she
by
the type
certain
that just be
stuff.
like-
It's always the moms.
Yeah.
The moms be the disciplinarians for real.
For real, yeah.
They just on the real. Just really got to look at you, fam.
No,
or,
my son's scared of me.
or tell
But
you
That's a healthy
I don't
fear.
put the
say I'm.
I don't
disappointed
really,
in you. And
Yeah, I
then
don't
you
really
go,
have to like put my hands on them. You
Right,
know what I'm saying? But
because-
my wife, she just black out.
Yeah, because
Me too.
I
And
know.
then be like, "Are you mad at me?" Because I'm like, hell no.
Hey, because she know that like our boys, I just get the Barry White on them, and then they eyes get the wild and whatnot, get the crime. I'm like, man, quit crying. What you crying for? I'm just talking to you.
Yeah.
But if she do something, like say it's more intellectual, but if they go off the radar and say something stupid to mom, it's like instantly they'll turn around and I'm right there, be like, ah, shit, I done fucked up because I done disrespect the mom. Nah, bro. No, you go and say what you was finna say. Go ahead, I want you to.
I'm the mama.
That's when I grab my by they damn fucking
After I
neck.
get done yelling and screaming, I cry. I feel bad.
Nah, fuck that.
no.
Ain't no crying.
But that's what my wife do. She'll beat she'll slap the shit out of my son. Then I'm like, come here.
Yeah, like I feel so bad. Like, oh my God.
That's
why
that
you
rock
do
shit.
that?
That's the rock from
Why you
Canaan.
do that? I be feeling sad.
Yeah.
I don't, because it takes a while for you to take me here.
Right.
Once you get me here, then you're going to have to feel the wrath. Because you've been warned. It's not like I just
remorse.
go.
I remember one
No,
time.
that was not no remorse. It's just the fact that you've been warned.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of warning you. So now you're going to feel the wrath.
Yeah,
That's all it is, bottom
they call
line.
that abuse.
Yeah, you remember we used to get
It don't even have to be me
CPS
put
is
my
called.
But
That too, but that's the issue.
They took swatting out of schools.
Yeah, they
so
did.
when kids don't
They
respect
took
it,
gun
like they
out
took
first.
they took the gun.
They took gun
Oh,
out
yeah.
first. Yeah.
No, they put the gun in. That's what they did.
Yeah, because it's like
took
it
swatting
eliminate
out,
the
yeah.
respect for adults.
Yeah.
Because not only did you respect adults at home, when you go to school, we were scared to get swats, especially by certain teachers like Miss Robinson.
Man, I seen Mr. K. Jones the other
I
day.
just seen him today.
Man,
You
I was
seen Mr. K. Jones?
Yeah,
Yes.
I just seen him today.
I would like for y'all
Y'all
to
just seen
explain
him
still
what
look the
SWAT
same.
is.
I just came from
This when they had
I just
the
came from a
paddle.
banquet. I just got through talking to him. Actually.
Yeah, you used to get paddled at the school.
All right. Let me break this. Hold on. Let me break this down to you. Right?
Yeah.
I'll say like when they say
They
paddle,
had
right?
like with holes drilled in.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
and them
What-
holes
what-
ain't no
I thought that was
joke.
just in the
I know.
movies.
Middle school,
Well, no, elementary school you went to.
I went to Jefferson and Drew.
You went to Drew.
Like what? You
And
think
then you
finna
went to,
hit with a paddle?
you went to Pulaski
You better
as
just
well,
use your
right?
hand.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Nah.
Now-
It's like run them thick paddles about this
now
thick.
let me
Yeah.
let me break something down to you.
Yeah,
Now.
you don't know
For
what
all
a
three.
SWAT is? Are you serious?
Yeah.
They used to have us making
It's a
them in
paddle,
home
man.
ec
What the
class.
Right.
fuck?
Hey. Now, wait.
Either
Hold
I
on. Let me
was-
break something down.
I was
now,
a very good student.
for all
Yeah,
three of us.
like-
Yeah, no, we was in high
Or-
school.
Yeah, for all three of us,
Our
the way I'm
freshman
gonna break it
year.
down to you, when we was at Drew,
Shit,
right?
Pulaski, Mr. K. Jones used to tell
We
us
had
up.
this art teacher named Mr. Saunders. We used to call him Fish Lips.
Yeah,
because he
right.
looked like a fucking fish.
Hell yeah.
Right. And when I say this motherfucker got you, he had holes in his paddle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's-
so if we came in late, we got a paddle. If we did something,
That's abuse.
go see Mr. Sanders, right?
Yeah, it's
People like
abuse.
you is why it stopped.
Right. And
Yeah.
then
Because
wait,
the parents said, don't be
And then,
doing
hey,
that to my baby.
and then so we thinking we off the hook. We thinking like, okay, we took the worst. We took the paddles that we needed to take from Mr. Sanders. We like, all right, good. But when we got to motherfucking Pulaski, Mr. K. Jones was the type of cat that'll get you. And then you be thinking you finna clench it, clench your butt cheeks up.
What was that gym teacher name at Drew?
Oh gosh.
Motherfucker used to like
Mr. Hunter?
Mr. Hunter or some
Yeah,
shit.
right. He
Had
had
the
the
slick
Jerry
back?
curl
Yeah.
with the slick back, with the glasses. and
Yeah,
everything
cool
else.
than the
He used to
motherfucker.
get
His
you.
watch was
But
crazy.
now you remember Mr. K. Jones used to grab us by the edge,
by the pants.
by the little pants,
Pants
and
loop.
kind of like tuck them up, give you a wedgie in.
Don't get caught in no lockout.
Whoo!
You get caught in
got
lockout, gotta go back, sir.
Go see
I
Mr.
would
K.
have been
Jones.
pulling up, and catching his ass.
No. Mr. K.
No.
Jones. And then when you got to Velt, I know I had Mr. Reese as my assistant principal. Mr. Reese got me. And then Mr. Lumpkin got me. And
Yeah.
Mr. Green got me. Flat
Mr.
time.
Well, what they're talking
Listen.
about, I went to Catholic school, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that was just as
Her
bad.
shit was worse.
They had rulers, so they would get you on your hand.
Tear them hands up.
They would get you on your hand.
They used to tape them together.
You had
too.
some teachers that'll tell you to go to the bathroom and pull your pants down.
What?
Yeah.
That is sexual harassment. Y'all
What?
grew up in a rough time.
Don't run into a teacher that was part of a
I
fraternity.
tell both my
Or
kids,
sorority.
don't tell you to put your pants down.
Hey,
Call the cops.
you know what?
That is a
Matter of
problem.
fact, hold that thought, because that leading right into our next topic is education and school system. How is the public education system different and for Gen X kids and Gen Z? And that's exactly what we talking about right now. The school system. That shit was worse for us. Man,
That shit was
dude,
way worse.
Tell me
Motherfucker,
about
we used to
it.
walk
It
to
was
school.
jail.
Hell
to walk to
yeah.
school.
We lived in Door Millenials. Had to
wait.
walk all the way to Pulaski,
Did you walk
bro.
to school in the damn snowstorm?
In the
Yes,
snowstorm.
in rain, slow sleep. Yes.
And you could leave school at lunchtime.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
At Pulaski, we used to leave school at lunchtime.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet you my teachers wish
Girls
they
getting
had.
trained
I didn't
on
go
them
to
in 6th
Beckman,
grade.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Bro, we used to go to Miss Annie's at Pulaski, go get them ham and cheese sandwich, or go. What was next? Mr. Charlie's. What was
Yeah,
it?
Mr. Charlie's right across, right across, right across the street.
Hell yeah.
Would you let your kid go to school like that?
Hell no, my son ain't
What
fucking
school?
responsible enough
They
for
got
no
off
shit like
campus?
that.
Of course
No,
not.
it's
Hell
different
no.
though. We
Are
was
y'all
way
letting
more
y'all kids go
responsible.
to
No.
those kids that's getting beat? Y'all gonna
Nah.
let them go to that school?
Nah,
Because you know what? Matter of
I
fact,
was
like-
like,
I
wanna
gotta
say-
see something.
because I graduated in 98. I know he came out in 99. I think right around the time you was entering high school,
it came out of 02.
I think it was right after 02. That's when they stopped off-campus lunch, didn't they?
They started our senior year.
Started our senior, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
my
it didn't
senior
matter.
year
Man,
at my
we
school.
was
they
still
stopped
leaving.
it.
On the what?
Yeah.
I didn't
On the
have
what? You didn't go like if you was
Miller
if you was
pizza,
come-
2 slices,
Miller
25.
pieces, and
250.
then hey,
For real.
then when you it's like okay, so
Best
if you got
pizza
off the
in
bus
life.
and you was like, man, I need some snacks, you
Oh,
went
better
straight over
yet,
to Rapping
if you knew
Granny's.
somebody who had a
Rapping
car,
Granny's,
you would
or-
place your order and they would go pick your stuff
Hell
up.
yeah.
See, hey,
Or you
hey,
get those Doritos
she went to the
with the
bougie
taco
school.
meat on it.
That was not
Yeah.
bougie. They
I
thought
Get
do
that pizza
think,
puff
though,
and fries.
that,
Pizza puff and fries?
Hold up. What you got to say?
That speaks to like how y'all kind of are more like independent or like
Independent. That was
because
the reason why.
y'all even the school
Because it
participated
started-
into not keeping
It
you
started
locked up
even when
and
we was in
stuff.
elementary school. I
Yeah.
mean, middle school. Like,
Yeah.
for instance, like I lived in Door Miller. I used to have to walk to Pulaski,
Yep.
regardless of what the weather was.
Right.
Hell
They didn't send
yeah.
us no bus. It was
We
a
was
snowstorm, and we had to walk to that shit.
Niggas stayed too close to the school to get a bus.
Hell
See,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
That's a long ass
see, like
walk.
say,
Yeah, it's
Now-
a minute
or
walk,
get
but I
dropped
don't walk.
off.
Yeah,
Now it could be a fucking. It could be.
they just
Yeah,
predict.
they
This is a
predicting
predict.
they closed that shit.
Yeah, it's a prediction.
So
Exactly.
We used to be in that bitch with no heat.
No heat.
yeah,
Yeah, we had
real.
no
right,
heat.
right.
It be hot in school,
know what?
and that
Hey.
summertime you be,
Yeah.
it be
I
hot.
even,
Hell yeah.
you know what? I put it to
Yeah.
you.
All of that, like,
Yeah.
Right. I put it to you like this. I worked for at one point in time. I was a
Yeah.
substitute teacher in
can see that.
Lake Ridge school system, right? And I was teaching a class, and I'm like, "What are y'all doing? Ain't y'all supposed to have y'all paper out to do the math problem?" They was like, "No, we got a little whiteboard, or we got our desk, and we can write it out, and then we got to show it to you." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then one kid was like, "I was like, okay, let me see your answer." He showed the shit on his phone. I was like, y'all could be on y'all phones. They was like, yeah, they allow us to be on our phones. I was like, if we would have had technology when we was growing up, man, teachers would have been like, I wish you would.
But it was new though. Like now,
Yeah.
I understand it now.
Because
Because
in the
I grew up
classroom,
around
we
that
had
part
what?
where it was like
Yeah, we
so
had-
new. They was like, don't
Yeah, I
bring that
understand
phone,
it
don't bring
now.
that
Like
phone.
you got to think when we was in school. What year internet come out? For
Right.
real, like in
It was
in
in
the
Well,
90s.
internet was always
It was in the
here.
90s. I
It's like
remember
the
when they
tail
was on
end
the
of the
disc.
90s.
I was
But
telling
it-
her
it
about
is
that
right.
last week.
1969.
What'd you say?
1969.
No,
No,
I'm
I'm
saying,
talking
yeah.
about in schools.
She talked. Oh, when it started to explode was
It's like
in
the
late
late
90s.
late
Late
90s.
90s. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when it
Yeah,
started.
so
to
that shit
explode.
was
Because by
new.
that time, you were able to get a computer.
Because that's when you had the dial up AOL.
Dial up, and then yeah.
Oh, I
Remember that
hated
big
that.
old gray
Oh.
thing?
I remember when we first got a computer at Drew, and I went to my grandma, like, Grandma, you won't believe what we did today. We was on the computer. She was like, what the hell is that? I was like, it's this screen. It's like a TV, but we could type and play. She was like, I don't believe you.
I
Get out
remember.
of here.
I remember
Like,
at
I don't
Pulaski.
believe that shit.
I had a teacher. I had a computer. It was computer ed. We had to learn how to type on a fucking old typewriter.
Yeah, I used to hate that shit.
At
Miss
Pulaski.
Reedus used to tear my hands
What,
up.
what,
in
what, what was her
Roosevelt.
name again?
Miss Reedus.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly right.
Boy,
She'd tear your fucking fingers up. Pack.
home road key.
Man, I mean, just like I'm saying, but you know, because like you was over there at work, and we at Velt we call work the bougie school, but
Bougie, like
work was still work regardless.
Y'all had no clue with
Why
anybody
y'all call it
that
the bougie school?
everybody called the bougie school.
That
We
shit
right,
Gary, Indiana.
No,
Yeah, it was right by the beach. That's why
We
they
was-
said it.
yeah.
But there was nothing bougie
Now I'm
about
bougie
that school.
about that.
Right, we was just little dirt balls though, so
Yeah.
everybody was bougie.
Yeah, it was a gang fight every.
Yeah.
It was a gang
So
or
what, like,
hood
it
fight
was
every 15
it was
minutes.
always like Vice Lords versus GDs in my school.
Yeah,
every 5
it
minutes.
was that and hoods.
yeah,
It was like that all the time.
because over there you had kids coming in from Etna, right, and the Miller projects.
Well, see, they screwed up because one year, and this was my freshman year, and this was around 1993. They had all Gary high schools.
Oh, I remember that.
Meet up at West Side,
I
and
remember
it's supposed
that.
to be all the males talking about stop the violence.
What?
And when that happened, that's when the violence broke out.
Y'all don't remember that? That was around that time when Louis Farrakhan was coming out talking about all this shit. I think it was right after like a year or so after
Million
Rodney
March.
King. Yeah, Million Man March. That's when I was in high
this
school.
was way before the Million Man March, but I'm just saying everybody was in there fighting, and some even sneaked back to our school, jumped on the bus, and it was just an all-out brawl.
Yeah.
It was just everybody was fighting and all this other
I got,
stuff. The same thing. And I'm like,
I got a friend that was there, and he was one of the people that got in the fight. And he said it really started was the lady was calling all the schools out. And then when she got to Roosevelt, she was like, with the almighty Velt, get up and leave. And then the motherfucker was like, almighty Velt, fuck Velt. And fight broke out.
And the funny part of the whole thing was they kept saying a dude in the green pants started it. And everybody's like, who is the dude in the green pants? And that was the whole thing.
That was another dangerous thing about having off campus though, bro. Because we used to walk up into other schools, man. Like, I used to, me and my guy Miguel, we used to go up in other schools and pop locks. Have somebody work at the like have a female at the other school tell us who had the Pellies and the Averexes. And we'll walk into the other school, pop lockers, and steal people like leather coats,
gosh.
Averexes, and
Yeah, that's why they stopped.
And
They said
Pellies.
these kids don't know better.
didn't even go
that's
to
why
the
they
school.
started
Grammy ass project
uniforms.
niggas, man. You see that shit?
Yeah, they
Grammy ass project
Hey,
niggas.
Yeah.
That's
Hey.
when they started implementing the uniforms.
But
Everybody
even,
wear a uniform.
but even with that,
What?
Incriminate my man on the podcast?
Oh man, we good. That was statute of limitations over with.
hey, but you remember, hey,
Statute
but
of
y'all,
limitations.
hey,
man, I ain't said
see,
last,
but you know what I'm
man.
saying? You
I ain't
don't
said
remember
last,
much,
man.
but
Yeah, my man Miguel,
we
he
used to
got
have,
number one album. He had hit singles and everything.
we used to have the pullovers, starter
That boy
coats,
can sing.
and people used to literally get like they used to get their starter coats taken, starter jackets taken.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Especially
At the football game in Delaney, motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
fighting. Yeah, I mean, so like just
I
that's
got
just
jacked
like
for a pair of Air Max.
right.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then like say
What?
we
Air Max
like so
95s.
where my wife was at, she was out there in Miller, but
remember
if,
them.
Had a nigga
if you
sock
went to
soggy,
if you went to
feel me?
Roosevelt, you had to deal with
George.
Doyle Miller, Marshalltown, Delaney, 19th Avenue, 25th Avenue, 21st, 15th, 17th,
the Valley.
the Valley. You had all that mixed at Roosevelt.
And DHB.
And my like damn.
And some Glen Park people.
But back to the original topic, you were talking about difference with education between the Gen X and today, and we see it today with our kids. The one thing I don't like is, for one, they don't have no homework.
No, they don't.
They
They
don't,
do, they
Shit.
just don't do it.
My
Well,
son
well,
got homework.
the school today, they
Mine
don't
be having
have.
homework, too.
Man, that shit be
none.
making me mad how much homework you be having.
I be
And
like,
then
okay.
it making me mad because I be like, bro,
Have one of y'all kids came
know that shit.
with y'all and be like, I need help with this math, and you look at them like,
you do it your way. And then
What
the
type
teacher
of-
come back like, nah.
What type of
I
math
need him
is
to-
this?
Yeah, he got to do it a totally
yeah, I
different
don't
way.
like them
Because
I
now-
don't like how they doing the math. It seems like it's
Yeah.
longer.
Right.
they
Yeah.
want
It
them.
is. It's way
Like, what are we
longer.
doing?
They want okay. So you
They
remember
want
the
them to add all
like
these
1 plus
steps and show
1
they work.
is 2, right? No, they want them to tell them why is 1 plus 1 2. Be like,
You
why?
get a whole different formula.
I'm like,
bro.
that's college.
Exactly,
That's
right.
college, and you telling this to a second grader? They still trying to figure out 2 plus 2 is 4.
Yeah.
Why I gotta figure out why
Yeah,
2
that
plus
shit
2 is
totally
equal
different.
to 4?
I think
The answer to that.
I don't know that 1 plus 1. Why is it 2? That math. I'm like, I
Like
don't
that
know.
finite math, that's college level where they actually break it down as to why these numbers equal to what. They teaching to elementary kids.
Yeah.
They just now learning what 1 plus 1 is, and you got to tell why now. That don't make no
And
sense.
then now,
I still don't know why. Shit.
right. I
Cause they told
That's
me
what they
that
told
shit.
me.
and like say for me, I worked in a preschool setting, and I remember it was a kid. I was in there. I was like, okay, everybody got to wash their hand. After they finish washing their hand, they got to brush their teeth. Man, this one little kid gonna say to me, Mr. Spencer, what are you doing in the bathroom? He was like, you washing your hands and your color's not changing a different way. He's like, ain't that supposed to come off? I was like, you little muff. Like, you little muff, but like, what the? Like, you don't know the difference between black and white? Like, you know, come on, man. Like really, like this man look at me crazy.
I was
Like
over here like, what is he talking about?
man,
It's
yeah.
like a hit, 'cause
Yeah, he literally said that he was like, brown people are not supposed to be in the bathroom. I'm like, and I had to tell
speaking
him
about that,
I had
I
to talk
see
to
what
his
you
mom.
learned
I
in
got
that home.
I got a question, right? It says, how do you think each generation learned about their blackness?
Woo.
I don't think they care today. Today, I don't really think they care.
I'm still learning today.
Yeah, the new
So
generation. Do you think your generation? Wait, you in the last generation? You ain't in this current generation, huh?
Yeah,
You
no,
in the generation before this
yeah,
generation? Oh yeah, y'all probably care. This new generation, I don't think they give a fuck. Your generation probably don't even give a fuck.
some of them don't,
Yeah,
but most of them, like I can see, like
Did you really care until you got older though?
I mean, I cared until I got older.
Well,
I mean, I see a lot of people graduating and stuff like that's my generation.
for me, like
They
that,
doing good.
for me it was easy because I love history though. So like,
Yeah.
I was into that like deep.
Me
You
too.
know what I'm saying?
History.
Yeah,
Now,
but
what
you
was
talking
the
about?
question again?
I feel like back in the day, y'all had like the Black Panthers and stuff like that.
yeah.
She
Like,
said, "How did
Actually,
each
that was the
generation
generation
learn about
before
their
me.
blackness?"
Yeah.
Well,
So
well, my
she
bad.
basically asking like for us, how do we learn about our
me
blackness?
explain.
It was taught in our school.
It was
Movies,
taught, and it was
yeah.
a real thing. Like Martin Luther
It
King
was
Day was
taught in
like a
school.
real holiday. Like I was just telling one of my guys, like we don't even celebrate.
Martin Luther King.
Like Martin Luther King Day was like a real celebration.
Yeah.
Like where you get like the school. Exactly. And then everybody used to leave their porch light on. When Dora Miller, like everybody left their porch light on. Everybody barbecued, played Martin Luther King Happy, played that Stevie Wonder song all day, and people just tell you history about Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Today, shit, it's just a reason. Like, is you gonna go to work or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
On
I'm
some
saying?
real shit, like that's when they used to use like Black History Month, and they used to have motherfuckers picking different people to do reports on and
for
shit.
real.
Because
Like that's how we learned.
Hell
Because
yeah,
I
that's
bet
how
you
we
nobody
learn.
didn't even realize it was Malcolm X's birthday a few days ago. See,
Yeah,
and
see.
and that's what I'm saying. It's not being taught.
It's not being taught.
like
We had
it used to be.
programs.
Yeah, we had programs.
And they just said that nigga Martin Luther had hoes.
Yeah, because that's what today
In
telling
different
us.
area codes.
I put it. We had a
Internet.
Just look up
Yeah.
anything with no context.
That's what I was gonna say. I think that in this generation, like we able to actually get the information and won't be
Yeah.
bamboozled about what they didn't told us.
Yeah, but you got the
So it'd be
information, but they
like-
still don't even use it though.
But some of
of
them,
us do.
but some of them do. They kind of misconstrued a lot of stuff. Like for example, like when they was talking about Aunt Jemima and how they wanted to change her name or Uncle Ben, and they want to change that, not understanding what was the purpose of us doing this in the first place. They like to take that out and say, "Well, no, that's being discriminatory against Black people." But no, we need to keep that out there to let them know.
It
Yes,
represents the Black people.
but not so much as represent the Black people, but the struggle. This is what we had to go through during these times and everything. And to understand that we do not want this history to repeat, which is part of the reason why they keep this out here. But because they trying to take away everything now and they're saying, well, you're trying to say that white people are bad. No, we're trying to not have this happen again because it was horrible back then. Like our parents coming up during that era with the whites only and all that stuff. And I'm seeing in some cases they bringing that back today in some places where there's been plenty of people that got in trouble right now because their restaurant was whites only. And they doing that in Mississippi right now as we speak.
You know
And that's what I'm
what?
saying. And I'm just talking about their history repeating.
What you gonna say?
I don't really care if you want to be white only. Then I don't want to come to your no season happy restaurant anyway. Then.
And that's today. Like we don't really
You see
care.
what I'm saying?
Like we
Yeah.
like man.
So we had all Black shit and they don't fucking be tripping on
Tripping
us.
on
So
us.
why the
Yeah.
fuck
That
we
was my
tripping on
generation.
them?
Like why y'all was fighting to be with them? We was cool. Like,
I mean, so, like-
Well,
well,
well, it goes back to because the stuff that we did have, some of them came and destroyed it.
Right.
right.
Which is the part of history they like to
when,
exclude.
They
like
won't
they
let
talk,
you have it.
Like they talking about Tulsa, what happened there. It used to
Yeah.
be everything. We had like an actual own town, Black money, everything. And when you got the other man jealous and they make up some story or this Black person came in my did this and that, now we gonna burn their town down. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's how I'm looking at it.
And when you
but-
talking about like learning about our blackness, we had a teacher at Roosevelt named Miss Bodie. My English teacher. And
Miss Bodie.
This lady would tell you.
She was funny.
She tell you, I can.
Miss Bodie was like, she said she lived next door to Prince.
Right. So Miss Bodie would fuck with me, and Terrence and Terrence would say something. She was like, "Boys, I can hear a rat pissing on cotton." I'm looking like, you gotta be good than a motherfucker to be hearing some shit like that.
We got
you know what I'm saying?
Miss Bodie. Miss Bodie's tell us them crazy ass stories.
Right. So
even that bitch cracking up.
I know what she used to do, and I think maybe she still did it when y'all was there. Right around that time, she would get about maybe like anywhere between, I say 50 to maybe 150 people, black people. And you have to go down the list and you have to pick this person. And you have to dress up like this person, come in and give a report as you was this person, but like in real time, not back in like their time, but whatever decade you was living in at that time. So for me, it was like 97. So I would have to literally talk like Benjamin Banneker would, but I would have to talk to like Benjamin Banneker would in 97 and tell what I think about the world now.
So that's why I was like
Yeah,
blackness.
we did
like,
that too.
Yeah.
Blackness meaning even like, like for black girls, we can't really talk loud. It'll be the black girl that's loud and ghetto.
Yeah.
For black, like, what do they learn
And
that now?
because of that, I have to teach.
How do we learn that?
And because of what you just said, we got to teach our son. And I mainly been teaching my son, like, dude, he has a thing with ratchet black women, or he feel like every black woman he see is angry. It's like every black woman you see is not angry, man. Every black woman you see is not like that. They're not like that. Cause he see the girls at school. He's like, Dad, man, I can't stand these dang on bras at school, man. They pissing me. I'm like, dude, every black girl is not like that, son. Stop. So he has to see through that. So it's scary.
So what he gonna learn
But that's what
blackness like.
The only way he's gonna learn it
We
is
talk to
through
him
me.
at home. Yeah.
I'm the representation of that.
He see mom.
Because I said, am I out here doing that?
Right.
Am I acting like that?
Yeah, he has her. He has
He has his
aunties.
grandmother.
He has grandma. So
Y'all lame to him though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we lame to our kids and shit.
Yeah, I'm young and I'm lame with my kid. I be like, I'm lame. He be, you lame.
I talk to my son like he fucking 27 years old, bro.
Me too. I be
right.
like,
That's how I talk to my son.
Because I can't do the Google Gaga stuff. Even from day one
He
when they were
9 years old.
babies.
My son 9.
When they were babies, I didn't even talk to them
27.
like that.
Yeah, I don't
I
like
couldn't.
slow stuff.
And that's
No.
probably why he fucked up. He like smart as hell, and that's probably why, because I treat him like an adult.
But then once he get there, he appreciate it.
Yeah,
He will.
He questioned everything.
Which is good.
He questions every fucking thing.
Like
It's
y'all
just
should have when they told you to go in the bathroom and pull your pants down.
Yeah.
I would have been questioning it.
But it was a
What is
different.
this for?
But it was a different time back
Call
then.
my mama and see if she let you do this to me first.
But it was a different time back then. It was like
Yeah,
you
y'all
didn't
ain't
have
had
to-
technology like
They
we
had
got it. Like,
but some.
Our parents gave permission,
But
for
they
the
did get
teachers to
permission
do it,
because
for
they
the
did.
neighbor
But
to
what
do
they
it.
but what they did do
Everybody.
was what
Hell
the
yeah.
school did. They did call your parents before they swat your kid.
Nah, not me. Yeah,
Well,
not mine.
my friends they did. I never got swatted, but my friends, yeah. They got permission from first they say what their child did,
Not on the
and
east
then
side
they
again.
ask, and then she let them know, no, I'm gonna get them when I get them. Or they used to come to the school. Now that was the worst part. They would come in the classroom and whoop you right there in
now
front
I've
of
had
everybody.
that done. I had my mama come to the school and whip me in front of everybody, but I've never had a teacher.
That's embarrassing right there.
So embarrassing. And you come the next day, don't let it be a Friday. Because not everybody thinking about it through the whole weekend.
Because if you have marks on your legs, to be the question they would ask is, it won't be who abused you. It's, what did you do? How did you get this whooping? What did you do to get this whooping?
When? That's what your parents is asking?
No, if you let's just say if you got a whooping and you
At
went to
school.
school the next day and they see the
I see what you're saying. They not calling
ask you,
DCFS.
what did you do to get this whooping? It was never, are you being abused? Because they would know the difference. And I think that's also the problem too. The difference between getting an ass whooping and abuse.
Yeah, you shouldn't leave no marks on me.
Right.
Yeah. And
That's abuse.
Yeah.
That don't count.
So
You can get a mark from anything.
So moving
From
on.
what?
The marks happen.
Yeah, moving on. Next
Whips
question
happen
here is
easy. They go away. Marks and bruises?
yeah.
Now
they
bruises,
don't-
that's a little too
they
far.
don't
That's
go
a
away.
beat.
Yeah, a bruise, yeah.
That's a little too
mark
far.
ain't nothing, man. That's how you know you got touched.
That's
I get
abuse.
it.
That's abuse.
I'm gonna move on here, but next question is, what role did hip hop and black media play in shaping the identity of Gen X and Gen Z?
Fucked it up.
Anybody?
Fucked it all the way up.
Fucked it
Man.
up.
Okay, well, speak on it from like a Gen X point, and then we'll go switch over to Gen Z. So for Gen X,
It was a gift and a curse.
What's Gen X?
I think it's still a good for nigga.
that's
Gen X?
How I look at it though,
me and her
was the-
generation.
We learned two different things out the. What's Gen X?
Gen X, you
Before 81?
what 65 to
79?
about 80.
80, 81, somewhere around up in there. Yeah.
ain't really got no effect from.
No, because y'all had positive hip hop. Y'all had like
They was
positive.
KRS
Well-
yeah. But our generation,
Yeah.
our generation, when we got with the NWAs of the world and
Right.
mob, you know what I'm saying? And then it started seeing like a turn. It was a good
Well-
like the curse.
Well, with the hip,
money too much.
but with the hip hop back then, it was more of storytelling. I'm gonna
Right.
tell you a story.
Yeah,
It-
but
it-
some
where
of the
if it's-
stories,
if
but
it
some
was
of the
true-
stories was either a drug dealer
Nah, but the video,
or it was
that's what's
about
up.
getting money.
What,
then-
about getting a girl?
It was
then
about
next-
players.
yeah.
Being the player, getting some money,
Getting
hustling.
some money, hustling.
What you saying, messed us up?
Worse because then we was in a generation where TV was relevant, so you could see it. Like at first, it was just you listening to it.
Right.
Now you can physically see Jay-Z in the video with the ice on and all that.
Right.
Right.
Because
Darn for that.
it wasn't
And
even
then
about
now
money.
we're chasing
Right.
something that we wasn't on.
Yeah, because
we lost.
I know at the time when I was born in the mid 80s, that's when rap was really starting to kind of take off. So it was like you had the KRS-One, the LL Cool J, the Cool Modis, the I want to say
Run DMC.
Ron DMC, Grandmaster
Biz
Flash
Markie.
and the Furious Five, The Message, Melly Mel,
What's to do with that beatbox?
Better say some
Queen
Salt and
Latifah,
Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper, Roxanne Shante. That's when hip hop was really like at an art form. That's when you was literally telling a story. That's when you was getting where
But
you
if
need
you
to be.
break down
still
most
telling
of
stories
Salt and
today,
Pepper
though.
lyrics, it's basically Sexy Red.
Really?
Yes.
Who lyrics is that?
Salt and Pepper?
It's not sexy, right?
It wasn't sex.
Okay, I won't give it Sexy Red, but it still gives the same sexual illusion. Now, Sexy
Yeah.
is like they out there,
Know what I'm
but
saying? But if
But
you
you
really,
have to understand how it was for the females in the hip hop game. Period. Because with Sexy Red and all them, they got that platform now. You got people like Salt and Pepper, MC Light, all them. They didn't have that same platform, so you had to do what you had to do to make sure, hey, I'm just as good as the
But
men.
that's
out
just
here.
with the times though. Like
Yeah, right.
when we was watching, for instance, like we was watching like Spice Channel.
oh,
Different from porn today.
oh yeah,
Now
yeah,
it's just like, you know what I'm saying? So
looking through those squiggly
those
lines.
yeah.
man,
So it was different from, you know what I'm saying?
you say even basketball different. You
Yeah,
just
everything is like, it's different.
I mean, but like, okay, like
It's just real. Like
even-
we didn't see people getting killed on the news. Now the
No,
news will show
yeah,
you somebody
yeah,
really
yeah.
getting a headshot
Yeah, they will.
true,
and laying there leaking.
true.
I don't watch the news.
But like,
Depressing.
say for hip hop today, I just feel that when I'm listening to half of this hip hop,
Who watch the news? You can watch whatever you want to watch.
I'm just saying though.
No, I'm saying, like-
whatever.
I don't, well, growing up, the news was on the TV morning and night.
I'm saying like, but now.
Not in my household. That's
But
it's-
depressing.
but
That's
even
when the
then-
news gave facts.
even
I don't know what
then,
they giving right
like,
now.
Yeah.
with
You could be the news now. People just tune in.
exactly.
I could be the news
So
right now
far as
making
like,
some stuff.
so far as like hip hop, I just think now that so-called of art telling and that message is kind of really lost. Because half the time I be listening to these young cats and I'll be like, man, what the hell you rapping around? Especially don't even get me started on no damn Future. Panda. I'm like, what the fuck is you talking
That's
about?
not Future.
That is not Future.
That's not
That's not
Future.
Future.
No.
That's designer.
That's designer.
And that's where I get the names fucked up. Because I'll be looking like, what
close,
the fuck
though.
is you talking
You
about?
close.
One person that rapping, I don't know what he's
close.
talking about, and everybody hype him
You
up, and I be
close,
like,
bro.
what is he talking about?
Who is that?
21 Savage.
Yeah.
Most of his futures, what is he talking
I
about?
really started going person. I
Yeah.
never heard none of this.
What is he talking about?
him and Travis Scott. I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to?
I think it's his voice that
different
everybody
era,
just like,
bro.
I like the way he talk or something.
What's
But
up?
I be like, what
Off
is...
subject. You actually listen to some Travis Scott?
I heard one Travis Scott song, bro.
Nah, he like one of the biggest. I've never listened to Travis Scott.
I heard one Travis Scott song, and that was only just because
Ain't that... It's lit.
No,
Yeah.
Ain't that him? Yeah.
That's him.
that and the only reason why I had heard that, I was like, me and her was watching like the BET Awards, and they was honoring some people, and he came out, did a song, and all I kept saying was fucking fire on stage. I'm like,
They were doing the 50 years of
backfired
hip hop.
on his ass.
That's when that
what
came
the
out.
fuck?
No, I'm saying, but he a big artist. But
Yeah,
He's
Nigga,
but the
super
problem,
large. Yeah.
but because
but why is he not big in the black community
Who
though?
you talking
He
about?
is.
Who?
he is,
He is.
Travis Scott.
he is.
I think it's more like
He
the
is.
teenagers.
You sure? Man, that
that
dude
he
a pop
attracts.
star, man. He
Yeah.
a rock star, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't never really heard no kids listen to him.
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
Because he's more like the older generation now though. Like the
Scott?
younger version of Travis Scott now is like Playboy Cardi and Uzi Vert and
Well,
what's them other
Uzi
dudes?
up there with Travis, but
yeah, that is.
Yeah, with Playboy Cardi.
But a lot of it too is so commercialized because back then it wasn't even about making money. It wasn't even about getting these cars or whatever. It was just about sending a message out here to let you know, hey, this is going on in our community. This was going on right now. You have because nobody was talking about the black community at all, and that was the whole purpose of hip hop from
Now
the
it's
jump.
about it's about killing.
Yeah, and it's commercial.
It went from hustling, getting money to now it's about popping pills, taking drugs, and killing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
looked up to the
So that's why-
hustlers that got money and the players that had all the
Yeah,
girls.
exactly.
Now these dudes look up to the niggas that got all the bodies.
All the bodies.
All the bodies.
And don't
Yeah.
even get me
Doing the
started
most-
on the
doing the most
wardrobe that they
Yeah.
wearing
Yeah,
too.
and the
Yeah.
designer.
so who y'all favorite artists? And we can close that out.
Huh?
In the
Yeah,
hip
we can
hop,
go. We can go this way or this way. Either
Oh,
way.
well,
the hip-hop?
me and you done already talked about our artists.
Yeah, we
we
gotta
can
go
let the
again.
people that
I'm from GI, so Freddie Gibbs.
I like
Favorite
that.
basketball players, Darius Garland.
Wait,
What?
You took it from Glenn?
for
I'm talking
Hip-hop?
about currently.
Are you talking about basketball?
I'm just saying. I'm from
oh, you
Gibbs.
talking about hip hop, right? You talking about
favorite
hip-hop
artists in hip hop,
Yeah, he
man.
tried to throw that in there.
No, I'm
Favorite
just
artists in
saying,
hip hop.
At this point, I'm just listening to what makes my foot tap.
Yeah,
I
but
really don't have.
But what was your favorite artist growing up,
Oh, growing up, oh shoot,
hip hop wise?
hip hop wise, I was more into the gumdrop stuff, like Kid and Play. I was like a little MC Hammer here.
Kid and Play was real artist.
Yeah.
I'm being so serious.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
they
Ice
were.
Cube was a real artist.
yeah.
No, I know Ice Cube was a real artist and Ice T.
Will Smith.
Right.
Will
What other
Smith.
Mark
songs they have
Wahlberg.
other
Queen
than the house
Latifah.
party songs? Like they got
They
Yeah,
had
right.
albums.
So,
They do.
had
Oh,
albums.
okay.
And Wood, what is your favorite artist, bro?
Oh, you just gonna cut me off, bro?
Yeah,
She
'cause
wasn't
you,
done.
Well, dang,
yeah,
you just gonna cut me off.
yes, I am.
That's just rude.
Because you
'Cause
said
I
about
thought-
2 and you ain't keep going.
I was trying to keep going, but it was a question involved.
Remember, we
Yeah,
gotta go
I
home
got
together. What you want to gonna keep going doing my left?
Yeah, because
Somebody
I have
sleeping on
more.
the couch tonight.
Because I have more
nah, he might
artists
be
other
sleeping in the
than I
car.
only mentioned 2. And you said from my era when I was a kid.
Go ahead.
My boy also Kool Mo D. I loved me some Kool Mo D back in the day. Talking about that Wild Wild West, and you talking about them chicks, they want money and all that stuff. Yeah, I remember that. Well, I did like a little Ice T when I was allowed to listen to some Ice T.
He's a real artist too.
It was some songs I could not listen to because when that parental advisory came
I
out,
know he was in NWA. Now if
No,
he
he
didn't do
wasn't.
that,
No,
He
Ice T
in
wasn't.
NWA. He wasn't.
He
I
wasn't
mean,
NWA.
oh, you said Ice T. I thought you said Ice Cube again.
No, not there.
I don't
But I
know
did
no
like
Ice-T
NWA.
songs, but I know he was.
Yeah. And the last artist I'm gonna mention, during that era, mostly the women, it was like Moni Love, Queen Latifah, MC Light. Those were actually a few of my favorite artists.
Anybody like Exhibit? No.
Yeah,
Exhibit.
Yeah.
Pimp My Ride Exhibit.
He raps. See.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's what you're talking about.
I only like one song.
I
that
did. It's a
Exhibit-
problem.
He-
I ain't had no problem with
Shocked
Exhibit.
you even
One
know about
song.
him. That was a
right.
shocker.
What was
try.
your artist?
What was the late? It was the late '90s. I remember he came out too. So
Let me,
I know
let
him
me,
from Pimp My Ride, but
Let me preface this by saying either you die early enough to see yourself. What'd you say? You die early enough to be a hero, or live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Yeah.
So my favorite artists used to be like Wayne and Kanye West.
Yeah.
Now,
My favorite artist of all time
Freddie
is
Gibbs.
Jay-Z. Nah, I'm just going.
Mine is Tupac.
I had to throw some Pac in there.
My favorite artist of all time,
Yeah, I know.
hip hop artist is Pac. Then I gotta throw some Rakim up in there. I gotta throw some Eric B up in there.
I got to throw some DMX up in there too.
Yeah, gotta have D. You know what I'm saying? And then
Pause that.
he said like it was a must. So gotta have that Paul.
gotta have.
So ain't nobody got Puffy on their lip, huh?
You gotta have
Nobody like
DMX up in there. Gotta have Jay-Z up in there. You can definitely go with Biggie. You know what I'm saying?
I used to rock with Mobb Deep and 3
Yeah.
6
Oh,
Mafia.
Mobb Deep.
Outcast, baby.
Yeah.
Who's going into the Hall of Fame?
Bone Thugs and Harmony. You know what I'm saying? Because you know it's funny. I remember me and him tried to rap in the crib. We was listening to some Bone Thugs and Harmony. We
used to be up in there getting it in, bro.
we was up in there rapping and everything, making tapes. Man, like I can't remember. I'm looking like, damn, we in here rapping. And
Yeah,
we
we
just
used to
doing some
be-
crazy
I
ass
used to rap too though.
You know,
right.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who? Hey, what young boy at that time didn't think that they could rap?
I know I never made it because I picked a bad
That man
name.
said, I know I never made it.
What was the name?
Right? My name was Hypothermia.
Oh, yeah.
That's a crazy
Y'all know what
name.
hypothermia mean?
Break it
Like-
down to it.
No, it was like when your body temperature drop ridiculously low, right? Like when you freeze. So I was going through the thesaurus, like I'm finna find something that means
So,
cold.
I'm cold.
So when you
Like,
say,
like I'm cold as hell.
oh, okay,
I'm
I'm about to
cold,
say,
cold,
we,
froze
like we hear
my
your
career.
lyrics, we gonna freeze up. I thought that's what you tried to say.
Right. But instead, I froze my career instead. And it didn't go nowhere.
Coldest nigga out here to this day.
Well, we gonna
Did
get
you get
ready.
that tattooed on you?
Huh?
You got that tattoos
No.
on?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if you got a tattoo, you still him.
No.
Okay,
Still
that's
have
you.
it
That's you.
You can do that 40-year-old rapping thing.
Oh man, trying to do the Bobby Brown. Penny is bottles going
I fuck
round.
with Chains.
2 Chainz.
Plenty of bottles going.
Who's your
Hey man,
favorite
you just gotta
artist?
cut the light off.
Rod Wave.
Ain't nothing wrong with Rod Wave.
He is not.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I like Rod Wave, SZA, and Kendrick.
Okay.
Kendrick is good.
Yeah,
I like Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
That's
Kendrick.
You
them my top 3.
you going to that SZA and Kendrick concert?
I want to.
How much money you paying for the tickets? Remember, we was on here and you said it was a certain money you wasn't gonna pay for them tickets.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. If they drop down a little bit more.
So what's the
I got my Chris
number?
Brown
What's your
tickets out the
max?
gate. Look,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
curious.
yeah. Hey,
I'm
tell
curious.
them
How
what your max was.
How much is those tickets?
Right now, they start off at 4.
100?
Yes.
100.
Yes.
That ain't bad.
And they not good seats. No.
Oh,
She want to
Start off.
be. She want to be close to the stage, man.
I need to be there. Yeah.
I'm scared to ask how much those
So
are.
how much you
Craig
pay
got
for
about
Chris
a day up.
tickets then?
Chris Beasy.
Oh, she ain't pay for them.
Yeah,
I did. I paid $250 though.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't because I told him I was going to pay $150.
And he going on. He getting ready to go on tour again, ain't he? Now that he out.
Yeah, that's what
He gonna
coming
finish up his
August.
tour in the UK, right?
That's the tour he on right now. He coming here in August.
What Kendrick concert at Soldier Field?
It's gonna be at
Yep.
Soldier Field, yeah. June 6th, I think. Yeah, him and SZA.
Right.
447.
Man.
Well,
Hey,
cool.
Beyonce just started at like 9, right?
yeah. And you know she got
My
people
wife
out there that's
just went to
mad
that
at her.
And
though,
that's
so-
just her.
But
Beyonce?
Yeah, she just went Sunday.
Her at Soldier
And
Field.
it was
Okay,
this
that's
is her.
ridiculous.
just her. And she just did a tour last year.
Yeah.
Came back
Doing
and
them
did it again.
same
That's
damn
crazy.
songs.
she do it right around tax
This
season. man.
ain't
See, yeah,
cancer.
that's what she doing. She
What?
wait. She
This
doing
ain't
them.
no,
She
no.
doing these concerts around tax season because you know everybody getting their money back.
Well, shit. For
B
her to-
ain't never
for
got
her
my
to-
money.
For her to fill up an arena 2 years in like back-to-back summers is crazy.
Oh, she
They
get
love
that
me.
bread.
Yeah.
I just want to know what's the appeal, honestly.
She been having different themes these last 2 years, so it's been like a trendy like theme. Like this year, Cowboys. Last year was the silver shit, the whatever they was doing.
Oh, I know just with the
Yeah,
horse.
so the people buying to that shit.
The Cowboy Carter
Dark
tour.
horse that
tour.
she had glitter.
Yeah.
I'm making
All
that
I've been
shit.
seeing is boots and fans and
Yeah.
goddamn
Where them
hats.
fans?
And because of that, everybody now is doing that. They just did that at my job.
Niggas do anything they see, man. They go monkey see, monkey do ass.
I don't understand it. I guess that's one of the
Well,
things I just don't get.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get ready to wrap things up here for the Culture Podcast. Thank y'all for coming out, tuning in, and checking us out. Make sure you leave likes, comments, any suggestions that you see up in there. And remember, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. We're on all the platforms. Please share this with your family and friends. Recommend it out there. Let's get it rolling. You know what I'm saying? Memorial Day is coming up. I hope everybody out there barbecuing. Ain't nobody queuing for the holidays.
Guess not.
Yeah, we
Bye.
new niggas, man.